Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Gamer Logic. We got some brand new games to review here for modern consoles, and we're going to go ahead and get started, so let's go. First up we have Final Fight Double Impact, which features two games, and it's available on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. Starting with Final Fight is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, and it's pretty much the game that spawned off a whole bunch of other side-scrolling beat-em-up games like Streets of Rage. The graphics for this edition have been enhanced and come in a variety of different modes to stretch it all the way across your widescreen HD TV or to replicate the actual arcade cabinet. Storyline-wise, there's not much to it, but that doesn't matter. The playability, the control, the sound, the graphics being enhanced as they are, it's a great game and definitely a welcome addition to your library. This game alone would be worth the purchase price. 5 out of 5 for Final Fight. The other side of Final Fight Double Impact contains Magic Sword. Magic Sword is a 2D side-scrolling game based on a fantasy universe where it's up to you as a warrior to climb the giant tower and defeat the boss who reigns above and plans on destroying the world. This game was unique because it had a bunch of characters that you could unlock from cells that had different powers and spells that would help you get through the tower more easily. There's various secrets littered across the tower as well as secret doors that can help you jump up higher and higher, and you get more powerful weapons as you fight bosses. This is another great game that I originally played on the Super Nintendo that's tons of fun, and it completes the Final Fight Double Impact package very well. The visuals also here have been updated and it looks great. Add the fact that you can drop in anytime with a buddy online, in both of these games for that matter, adds to the package yet again. I also give this one a 5 out of 5. Which means that Final Fight Double Impact gets a complete 5, and it's well worth the pickup. Definitely grab this Final Fight Double Impact, guys. It's great. Magic Sword, like I said, 5 out of 5. Okay, on to our first disc-based game. We got Super Street Fighter 4 from Capcom, available on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Super Street Fighter 4 is the sequel to last year's Street Fighter 4, and this year's edition brings forth new stages, characters, special moves, and a couple other things. Unfortunately, it doesn't bring us that anime that was teased to us when Super Street Fighter 4 was first announced. Wonder where that went. If you like Street Fighter 4, you're going to like this. A lot of people feel that Capcom released Super Street Fighter 4 too soon, and that they're just milking the franchise again back in the Street Fighter 2 days. I think this is untrue. They really balanced out stuff a lot better, and the online modes that are coming are just going to make this more fun. Bottom line, if you enjoyed Street Fighter 4, you're going to want to pick this up. 5 out of 5 for this one as well. This next game we have here is Record of Agarest War, which is actually supposed to be pretty controversial. The trailers in it show off some pretty revealing things about some of the female characters in the game, and the special edition is kind of interesting too. I hear there's certain stores that won't even carry this, and GameStop actually carries the limited edition behind the counter. They won't put it out. That's most likely due to the content that comes with the limited edition. I mean, it's called the Extra Naughty Edition from what I remember. It comes with a mouse pad that contains female assets at the bottom for your, for your wrist comfort, and a pillowcase of one of the anime characters. I don't think my wife is going to let me use either, probably, so I understand. But it is kind of controversial, and that's a little bit interesting, so maybe it'll go up in value because of that. Anyway, to actually get into the game, it's an epic strategy RPG that apparently can take over 80 hours. I'm maybe about 15 hours in and really haven't encountered anything controversial, but I have encountered a lot of combat, and the monster system itself seems pretty interesting as well. The combat screen you're seeing, you better get used to that because that's what the heart of the game is for most of it. If you're into a game where you're going to be running around towns and dungeons and other various stuff, you shouldn't expect too much of that here because this is more of a tactical strategy RPG game again. Another interesting thing is this game is supposed to take place between 5 different generations, and in order to spawn those generations you need to mate with a female character. I haven't gotten to this part yet, but it sounds very interesting and I'm wondering how much it could actually change the game. We'll have to see. Right now, I'd probably give this game a 4 out of 5. If you're not into combat RPGs, then you'll probably want to skip this one or rent it to try it out. But it's interesting nonetheless, and hopefully on a couple rainy summer days I'll be able to pop this in and play through it. But again, it's going to be one of those that's going to take a lot of time. So I was actually hoping for some time to review Bioshock 2 for you guys today, but truthfully, I'm not that far in the game yet. Haven't had a chance to play the multiplayer, and not too far in the storyline, so it's not really fair for me to review it. Instead, we're going to jump into, no, not Halo ODST, but the Halo Reach beta that launched earlier, either last week or this week. Maybe it was last week. Time flies by way too fast. Anyways, the Halo Reach beta came out, and my initial thoughts and review on it is, at first it really does feel like just another Halo game. I wasn't too big of a fan of ODST. I really didn't think it introduced anything new. And Halo Reach does add a few new ideas in at first. You get different armor powers depending on what race you are, if you're either an elite or Spartan, and a couple new weapons. The stages, of course, are new. My first initial playthrough of the beta, I wasn't very impressed. Again, it felt like just another Halo game with a couple of added bells and whistles to it. And I was going to give it a pretty mediocre review. I was going to give it a 2 out of 5 just because it didn't really bring anything new to the table. That was, however, until we got introduced to the Invasion mode that Bungie just put out for it. Invasion mode is awesome. You're either a team of Spartans or a team of elites. It's 6 on 6, and the object of Invasion is to go in and either attack or bring back a goal or to defend a goal. This particular mission, Boneyard, you are Spartans trying to defend a energy core, and the elites land in on you, and you're forced to stop them. They're coming in at you right from the front of the base, climbing upstairs, going to the side, and they're trying to knock down the shields to the complex. After knocking down the shields, they try to knock down an additional function, and then open the entrance to the core, and then get the core out of the area and run off to their Covenant dropship to escape. What's interesting about Invasion is there's different classes and different weapons and different vehicles that appear depending on what phase you're in. The first phase is kind of low-key, and you really have some very limited weapons and ammo to use. The second phase maybe introduces some vehicles and a couple additional classes and weapons, and then the third phase unlocks everything, which includes the jetpack feature, the power armor, the stealth for the elites, and a lot more stuff. So the tension and panic kind of rises in this game, and it really requires a lot of teamwork. And in the end, that's what these multiplayer team-based games are supposed to be about, is teamwork. So a good squad could really get an objective done quickly if they communicate very well with each other. This is the kind of thing that breathes new life into the Halo universe to me and makes the multiplayer fun again. You know, I played so much of the original Halo and Halo 2 multiplayer that maybe I've just gotten kind of tired of it. But this would be the reason I would pick up and buy this game, as well as the single player. And the single player, of course, is not in the beta, but nonetheless, I'm sure it's going to be pretty fun. Hopefully more fun than ODST. Overall, though, this Invasion mode and hopefully future modes is really going to increase my interest in the game and want me to pick this up even more. I would now give this game a 3.5 stars out of 5 rather than 2 stars, just because it's, you know, it's trying, it's getting more interesting, and because it's not completed yet, you never know what else we're going to get. So far so good. Color me impressed. I thought I was going to be disappointed. Folks, this is another episode of Gamer Logic. I'm Mike Murtis. Take it easy.